It is 600 episodes of Novak Morning Minutes. We are pumped, and I'm going to be embarrassed this morning by Sam, apparently. 12 observations of Mark Novak. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Let's do it. 600. What a time
Hi,
to start. Pardon?
what a time. 600. It's a bucket load of work.
Yeah. I've only done about 4 of these, so it's still a big milestone, but not compared to you day in, day out.
It's been a lot of work. It's been sweet, but it's been sweaty.
Did you ever think you'd come to this
600.
moment?
Nah. I honestly, it's funny that with doing an episode like this, I think the whole idea of it was daily conversations we have with clients, whether it's a landlord, whether it's a tenant, whether it's a buyer, whether it's a seller, whether it's with your colleagues in the office about something. It was like, let's bring that to life. Let's bring that on screen. Let's talk about what we talk about. So it's been, I never thought there'd be that much content.
Yeah, about real estate. I know, it's crazy. That's a lot of minutes, Mark.
It's not. Mate, it is. It is. I think I got a bit of a delay with you this morning, so sorry, guys, who's watching. So, Sam, observations. So you're 18, started in real estate. You're watching these. These older real estate agents cruise around the office. What have you learnt? What are your observations that you've learnt along the way when looking at agents?
Yeah. So I'm only 12 months into this job at the moment. Finished high school last year, and it's crazy seeing all these old heads. Yeah, working around. It's a big shift, but it's good. So I'll just ask you a couple questions, starters. I get asked this a lot actually, especially at opens and when I run around with the Novak badge on. Um, what's the go with ties? What's your opinion on it? Your opinion on it, Mark. I know we're very big on it.
Yeah, look, the industry probably about 10, 20 years ago started getting rid of the ties and dressing down a little bit. We maintained that look. Look, I think that we're a professional service. We're going into people's homes, and they want someone and that they can trust and be led. And I just think if you can respect yourself by looking professional, by looking good, your client's going to do that as well. And I think it's probably a little bit different to regional New South Wales to Sydney CBD and to Metro, Sydney. I think definitely as you go out more toward the outskirts, the agents get a little bit more casual.
Yeah. It's interesting, you're getting these new age agents, no tie, sneakers on. It's big change.
It is.
It is. Another thing as well, Mark, what I've also noticed or observed, if you might say, um, you're never late. Every morning, you're in on time and, put the hours in. What's the secret behind it?
Um, a gentleman never pisses in the shower. Can't say that. You know what?
600 episode,
It's
why?
you know, it's about what you do and what you know. So it's never really about for the crew or even as much. Well, it's sort of well, actually, I shouldn't say that. It's for everyone. I feel like that you've got to be disciplined for yourself. And look, doing real estate for 28 years, I can probably afford to be in the office at 8:30 or 9:30 rather than 8 o'clock or 8:15 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's that. I think it's that ethos or that discipline where you know that you're on point for your clients, and you are. Do you know what I mean? And it's that, and I always joke with everyone about the gentleman never blah blahs in the shower, but do you know what I mean? So you've always got to be a gentleman with your time. You've always got to be on time, and I think it sets the pace for the day. When I have a chat to the guys in the office, that are there, sometimes people have a habit of not being on time, which is cool. I just say send an SMS to your manager, but there are, get this, Sam, before you get to work, if you're late, there are 50 to 100 fucks. There's one of every single set of traffic lights. You're like, fuck. When you get out of bed late, like, fuck. Get in the shower, you look at the clock, you go, fuck. So you're setting a pretense for your whole day of negative even before you've rolled into the office at late. So it's just not a good mindset.
Yeah, no, that's important. Let's take a step back. When you started Novak Properties, how's your thoughts changed from when you started to now, you know?
I didn't know if north was really north. I didn't know if right was really right. I knew in my heart of hearts I was doing the right thing by customers, because that's how I was brought up and that's how I was trained as an agent. But I probably think self-doubt, and I think at your age the hardest thing, and we forget as adults, the hardest thing for a 17-year-old and 18-year-old is everything. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't know what you're going to do as a job. You don't know if you're going to have kids. How many kids? You don't know. Everything is up for grabs at your age, and I think that there was just so much uncertainty at that age when I started the business, and you didn't know if you were going to survive, if you were doing the right thing. You knew in your heart of hearts, but technically you didn't know if it was the right thing. So I guess to answer your question, it's a really nice affirmation, and it gives you confidence after 28 years in business that you've done the right thing and you're doing the right thing, and you're a good operator. But I do have to say, I wish I had that confidence at your age.
Right. You wish you started that a bit earlier, if that makes sense.
No, the what I've learnt in the last 20 years to make me go, okay, now I know it works and it is the right thing. That confidence in my work I would have done more deals, because I just had that. You know what I mean? So that's the difference between now and starting business.
Yeah. Another thing as well, we're seeing a lot of young people, including myself, but you're seeing a lot of young people come through real estate and Novak Properties. What's your opinion on it?
I absolutely love it. I think it's seeing growth in people, seeing people hone in on their skills and get their work on their weaknesses and build on their strengths. I think it's incredible to watch, and it's very rewarding. And over the years of the business that we've done, watching people come and sometimes unfortunately go, it does happen. It's been a real kick, because the personal development, the financial development, the skill development, it's just been incredible to watch. I love it. So someone like yourself coming in, I really do get a kick out of giving you guys and girls time. But it's not easy, and resilience is a trait these days that is not. I still don't know if resilience is, if you're born with it or if you can train resilience into someone. I still don't know, but certainly the people that have stuck by Novak, that have it's a bit like come in as coal and ended up as diamonds. It's been beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it's good. Another thing as well, what was I going to say? Do you have any other questions in regards to like the young people coming through? Any questions for me?
Yeah, I do. Is it as hard as you thought getting into real estate?
Going into it, I had no idea what I'm getting myself into. You know, I sort of took that leap, didn't realize how much time and effort and how much you got to put into it. It's good though, but yeah, I feel like young people nowadays. So I do speak to a lot of my friends and family, and they think real estate's sort of just walk in, start selling properties, blah blah blah, and it's not, unfortunately. But it's good. It's good to build yourself up, put your time in, and yeah, see how it goes.
So it's not what you thought it was in terms of workload.
No, no. But it's good. I do get a lot of good life skills out of it. Like as you were saying before, resilience and organizing my times and all of those important life skills. I've learned so much in the past 12 months working here. Then I don't think I would have gotten for a while if I wasn't. If I was working somewhere else, or if that makes sense. Like I've learnt a lot of life skills from yourself and from other people in the office that are going to help me in my life. But yeah, so it's really good to see that. Um, Another question. We spoke about this last
Yep.
week, Mark. Um,
Yep.
what was it? It was in regards to stress management, about what to do.
Yep.
Take a step back. What do you do to not burn yourself out?
Keep putting one foot in front of the next foot. Keep putting one foot in front of the next foot. A great friend of mine, family friend of mine, Norma Evangelidis, when I grew up, when I first opened the business, he was done a lot of real estate purchases and sales, and he said, mate, the only one piece of advice I can give you is to keep answering your phone. Just answer your phone. That's it. And the rest will just flow. And for some reason, that stuck with me. And it's that similar ethos of, I really don't care who you are. You have bad days. And as high as you can be or as low as you can be, whatever, you have bad days. So the main advice I would give to people is to keep doing what you're doing that's right and keep putting one foot in front of the other. I had a shit week last week, and even with Lisa was like, just she was like literally had her two hands behind me, was pushing me. Keep 48 hours later, you're back on point and off you go. So keep putting one foot in front of the other. It is easy to say, it is hard to do, but most people are managing. I think everyone is managing anxiety and everyone is managing stress. And the secret that I can give is that.
Yeah, cool. Another thing as well, especially staying at Novak or working at Novak the past 12 months, is the importance of service. Customers coming into reception, asking for a coffee, for a water, for food. What's to you the importance of service?
I think that's where it begins, and that's where it begins, and that's where it ends. And I think the better show. Walt Disney has a famous saying that he casts for actors, and people come in on stage and say, "I want to be Little Red Riding Hood. I want to be an axe murderer, or whatever they want to be." And people and they cast for that. We have cast to be real estate agents in the real estate industry. We've chosen that profession. We have to put the best goddamn performance we can on every day. And I think that that is all encompassed by service. Service is honesty. Service is hard work. Service is it's ethics, and doing and whether that's giving people a coffee or an antipasto plate or a bottle of water, it all encompasses giving people time, quality time. It's all part of that service, buddy.
Yeah, cool. Another thing as well, I just got a quick question. What to you the importance of time management and organizing yourself? Like, I know you're very experienced in real estate, and I feel like me coming into it, that was my biggest drawback, just time management and organizing myself prior to certain meetings and things like that. What's some tips with that?
I think everyone disrespects their time enormously, and they do that by walking into the office and expecting the day to map itself out. I think if we respect our time enormously. Good morning to Jeff Luby. Sorry, Jeff, I've been talking like nothing else. G'day to you, buddy. I know some of your comments have gone up. What a great show, says Lisa Novak. What a lady. Watching her husband, who's turning 50 next week, woo! Watching her husband do this show 6 days a week, 600 times. The blood, sweat, and tears, and it's a support of Lisa that's helped. Where were we?
Oh, you got me off track. Time management.
Yeah, it's respecting your time. So important. So what do you want out of your day? And does that reflect in your diary? And are you willing to sacrifice everything else in order for those things in your day? Because will fall by the wayside. Everything will. Nobody forgets to eat at lunchtime every day, but everyone forgets to do the most important thing in their diary. Regularly. So I think, yeah, massive one, mate. If you really, really want to succeed in business, in real estate, you've got to respect your time and realize there's a dollar value on every part of it, and you're making the most out of everything. Often I'll pull out, when I know I need to be productive, I'll pull out timesheets and I'll run 11 or 15 minute slots for myself for weeks at a time. And just observe what I'm doing on a weekly basis, and then see how I can mold that, change that to make it more productive.
Yeah, interesting. I feel like in this industry, that is the most important, or one of the most important skills to capitalize on. Just organizing your time, figuring out what to do, and just going from there. You sort of noted just now in regards to morning minutes, 600 episodes, Mark, it's a long time. Can you draw back from when you first started? Do you remember your first ever episode?
Yeah.
How was it?
So, look, I remember we had a trainer out, I think it was Imi Callister at the time. Tom Panos had something to do with it. Imi had something to do with it. Lee Woodward had something to do with it. And I think it could have been a gentleman from LinkedIn, struggling for his name. And the one thing that Imi was saying is episodic. There's different types of social media that goes out, and ours was episodic, as in it was episodes. There was where they run behind the other, and the customer has expectations of that, and the customer expects at that time, if it's episodic, they can go on and they can know exactly what they're going to get at that time of the day, and they can get their fix. But the commitment we had to make was we had to choose a time, and we had to be regular. Whether it was monthly, weekly, or daily, we had to be regular with it. So we made that decision. Was to be regular with it. We made that decision to call it Morning Minutes. Burge and I hit a wall at the time because we were running the show where we were already talking between 7:30 to 8:30, so we just basically made a lot of that conversation public by doing this. But I remember we hit the wall with consistency. It really broke us down. Lee Woodward really gave us a hard word about people's expectations of the show, and the show must go on, and it must be regular. That people will not tolerate an irregular show when it's an episodic show. And then from then on, it was just like, nah, this is what we do. So Lee Woodward's a big trainer in the real estate industry, one of the greatest trainers in Australia. And Lee was saying, can you imagine me committing to talking to 1,000 real estate agents who have paid $1,000 each of their hard-earned money? A lot of them that don't have that money, and I don't turn up. I must do it.
Yeah, I think it's very important, the consistency of keep putting out that content, and keeping all the viewers informed and up to date. It's very, very interesting with the episodic, if that's the word, routine. Another question
Big time.
mark. Another question mark. Let's see. We're pushing on 20 minutes now.
I know. Well, last question.
Last question. What's a good finisher? You hit me, Mark.
Good finishing question for you.
Yeah,
Where are you going to be in 5 years?
5 years. That's easy. I'm gonna strive towards that sales position. We'll see in 5 years' time. But yeah, no, that's the goal. 5 years' time. Purchased a property as well. But yeah, no, it's pretty generic. 5 years is a long time as well, Mark. You know.
At 18, it's an enormous amount of time.
Yeah. What about you? What's your 5-year goal?
I reckon it is. That's a killer of a question. I'm going to be 50. I'm going to be 50. I'll be coming on 50. I'll be coming 50. At 50, it'll be. This sounds really boring, but same. I might be a granddad. Might be a granddad by then, because we've got a 23-year-old daughter, and yeah, I'd just love to be doing the same. As boring as that sounds, I'm in a good place.
Yeah, that's good, man. So easy. So thanks for speaking with me this morning. 600th anniversary. It's a great time to be alive. You know, it's amazing to see where it's going to go in the future as well. You know.
And it's a killer time of the year, guys and girls out there. What a beautiful roll that we've got into Christmas. Summer's coming. Christmas is coming. The worst of COVID hopefully is behind us. It's been a really, really hard 2 years for all of us. And what a wicked time we've got ahead of us. Just want to enjoy this to the rolling out this year, mate.
Exactly. So easy. Thanks for speaking with me, Mark.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. See you, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thanks,